Welcome to the podcast series, Small Business Survival Conversations. Through our weekly conversations, we hope to provide you with strategies and insights, knowledge and expertise to enlighten you as you work to build and grow your business. Here are your hosts, Anna Steinfest and Dr. Michael Troyer.
Welcome, everyone, to Small Business Survival Conversations. I'm Dr. Michael Troyer, and with me is my colleague and partner, Anna Steinfest. Anna.
Hello, everyone.
And today we want to challenge you by thinking about 4 challenges as you look ahead to growing your business.
Absolutely. A lot of times, small businesses usually are in business to grow and scale, Michael.
Yeah.
So today we just wanted to bring 4 important tips you should pay attention when you start growing your business. And what is the number 1, Michael?
It's that you should ensure that you've set aside enough money to support your growth. That is, you got to have some extra money set in a reserve or that you've reinvested in the business in order to grow. It's not just external sales growth that you're after, but you have to grow the inside of the business as well. And there's some other issues there that you have to think about that are central to that growth.
That is very important because a lot of times businesses will focus on external funding also, not internal. You should start setting aside some funds, your own cash, because it's easy, it's cheaper to scale up when you have your cash to support that particular growth. Put a percentage aside to help you grow.
And then as you go out and you try to tell more people that you have something they might want, and you try to grow that sales side of your business, the outside, remember, you also have to work inside. Can you deliver at the pace that the sales might grow? So can you have enough inventory to meet demand? If you're short on demand, you're going to lose the whole momentum you've built. Do you have the infrastructure, other people can turn to? Anna, I need you to help me with this growth. I need you to do some things I can't get to. That's the kind of relationship you have to have with those you've brought into the firm.
It is a good time to review all your internal infrastructure, like Michael said, inventory. How do you deliver? What is your process? Do you even have it written down? Extremely important. Because if you do want to scale up and if you don't want your quality to be affected, make sure that you record the process, write it down. Even if you're a small business, how do you execute your daily tasks? Because if you write it down, if you happen, because when you're scaling, you need to bring additional employees. It will be so much easier when you give them a checklist or manual or process, written process for them to follow. That will ensure that the quality does not go down.
And part of that quality is also to be sure that you can deliver timely when somebody wants your product or your service. So you don't want any delays there. Another large issue that you need to focus on is that you can't do it all. And we have a tendency as entrepreneurs.
Oh, Michael, I think I can do it all.
Well, I can too, but only as much as I can stay awake all through the night.
I mean, as a business owners, it's a good thing just to mention that, every time we delegate, because we're talking about delegation here, we think that the task will not be perfect the way we execute that. It's extremely, extremely wrong. Even if the employee does not do perfectly the task, you have to empower them. You have to help them because they need to grow also. But in order for you to scale, this is one of the mandatory things you have to do. You have to get yourself out working in the business and working on the business.
Yep. And quit thinking that you're the only one who can do it perfectly. Frankly, you aren't doing it perfectly anyways, especially as the business grows. So you need to learn to delegate. Yes, absolutely.
And sometimes, Michael, by delegating, maybe the other person can bring different view, different way of doing it. And that's the way innovation happens, maybe better than the way you're doing it. Just give them a chance. And if they make an error, correct them, show them the right way.
Help them to learn. That you want employees who are always learning and developing. We'll go to the third one then. Be honest with yourself. Think of yourself the way you want your business to be. If you want to grow the business, then act like the big firm you want to be. And what I'm saying there is sometimes we think too small. I want to grow the business, but oh gosh, I don't want to take any risks. So I'm not going to put too much money into this. All you're doing is shortening your opportunity, limiting what you can do. So think big. If you think you really have potential, think big.
And sometimes investing in the future of the firm is extremely important, and stay open, like Michael said, to all the opportunities out there. And well, you should, but you shouldn't. You still needs to assess, because sometimes as entrepreneurs, we start chasing every opportunity, and that's not healthy also. Create for you a checklist or assessment saying, if this is happening, this is in my field, this is I can do and I cannot do. And that will save you time and will make your life easier if you go through this checklist. Again, we don't say that, you have to be stickler to your checklist, but it will be faster and easier because you cannot chase every opportunity. But think big. So I know that it's like an oxymoron, Michael. Think big, but don't chase after every opportunity.
And we're really saying, folks, that you need to have a balance here. So you need to think big, but you need to be cautious of your own excitement at the same time. So I agree totally on what you're saying. We need to really go out and ground ourselves in the data. What's the rate of our growth? What are our customers saying about us? And the first words if we ask them what they think, the first words are going to be nice to us. They want to please us, so they're going to give us positives. Got to go a couple more levels to find out, yeah, but boy, I'd like it better if you did this. Oh, now we've learned something. That's an insight we can use. So you need to approach it cautiously. You need to think big, but you need to keep it in balance as well. I like to say, if you open a door, however, and you don't fill it, somebody else is going to swoop in and fill that doorway and step into that larger market. So you're finding a balance between thinking big, I want to grow this firm, but I have to approach it with some caution. And that's where the last of our points comes up. We're all entrepreneurs, right? I mean, Anna and I we have dreams. There's no question. We have a vision of where we want to go with our business, and we get excited about it. And every now and then we probably get overly excited, and it's maybe not quite as big an opportunity as we hoped it would be. Then we have to learn to make our little adjustments. But we have to be cautious of our own excitement. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We get excited about things.
But the only way you can get grounded in this case is to go back to the customers and ask them. We mention this all the time in our podcast episodes, but we want you to go and ask them, how do you use my product or service? And they may give you feedback you have not thought about, or they may say, hey, I would like Michael said before that, I would like if you add this feature. Guess what? You're adding this feature, you will be able to broaden your market in that case. Extremely important. Ask your customers and ground yourself. I know we get excited, but you cannot be selling your product to everyone. Find your niche. Find your targeted market.
And here's the challenge, and Anna and I know this well, we all know this. You can be too cautious. You invest just a little, so it won't hurt too much if you fail. But if you do that, you may be leaving quite a bit of income on the table for somebody else to take. It's a tough balance to find. But as Anna's been telling you again and again in this topic, you have to go out and get to know your market and your customers. You have to gather the data. You have to work at this. And that means, as you said at the very beginning on it, you have to work on the business while others work in the business. That's your job. You're the strategic leader. So go out there and do those things.
Michael, can you sum up our 4 challenges?
Absolutely. First, you have to ensure you've got the money to support the sales that you want to achieve. And that means money not only for outside sales growth, but also for supporting the interior of the business that will have to have to deliver things on time and build the inventory. You don't know it all. You can't know it all. So delegate, learn to delegate, learn to trust other people. And then the last 2 I'm going to throw together. Be honest with yourself. If the opportunity is there, be like a big firm. Be ready to invest. Be ready to grab that opportunity. But keep a balance between that and your tendency to get overly excited about that opportunity. And perhaps that excitement gets in the way of being rational, gathering data, talking to your customer to know whether your product is really doing what they want. All good things. You need to go back and listen to the recording perhaps, because there's a lot of good ideas, I hope, that we're giving you.
You've been listening to the Small Business Survival Conversation podcast. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And don't forget to join us next week for another episode. In the meantime, hook up with us on our Facebook group at Small Business Survival Tools and Tips. Till next time, thank you for listening.